Today, we are going over this little Amcrest ASH21. This is a tiny video camera, Wi-Fi, 1080p video resolution. You can spin it around sideways or up and down, so you can look all around in your house. Instead of having multiple cameras, like 4 cameras to monitor a room, you can always use just one and place it somewhere in the middle. If you want, there's a mount that you can mount it from a ceiling even, and that way you can spin it around the whole room to view everything. The videos are saved onto a microSD card that's all the way down at the bottom of this dark part of the camera. All you have to do is roll the dark part upward, and then you'll see the microSD card slot along with the reset button. You can also save it to your Amcrest NVR or any other system with RTSP. This is one of the things I noticed. If you use an Amcrest NVR, it can easily record it, no problem. But if you're using RTSP feed for something as Blue Iris or another software such as VLC, then the Ethernet port must be plugged in always, no matter what. That's kind of a nuisance if you're not into the Amcrest ecosystem. Setting up this camera is exactly just like the Amcrest doorbell that I reviewed earlier. The process are exactly the same. Even adding the camera into the NVR is the same. Unfortunately, there is no way to integrate this via Home Assistant directly. The Amcrest integration into Home Assistant does not work. The Dahua integration does not work. The way that I circumvent around this limitation is by enabling email notification. So whenever a human is detected, then it will send an email to my Gmail account. The alert for human goes into my Gmail account, then Home Assistant is notified that a human person was detected via this email. From then onward, I can have Home Assistant do whatever accordingly. For now, I set up as if a human is detected on the first floor after midnight and before sunrise, then the siren will play, as well as all of the lights in the house will turn on. In the app, set up your email account as such and be sure to turn on email alerts. In Home Assistant, this is the configuration YAML, what it looks like to set up so that Home Assistant listens in onto that Gmail account. Be sure to set up Google with a different password for that email purposes. So the password that you see here is not the same thing as my Gmail master password. That's important, because if you try to put in your master password for Gmail or Google, it won't work, because it won't work without having that 2-factor authentication turned on. Now that every time the camera sends out the email, this entity will turn on. I'm using a Python script to flip the switch from on to off. This way it resets it and wait for the next email to come in. Otherwise, this entity sensor will stay on forever, which would be useless. So be sure to download this Python script, install it in the configuration file, restart Home Assistant, and you're good to go. The only thing I did not like about this camera is that it does not integrate well with Home Assistant directly from the Dahua integration as seen from the video before with the Amcrest doorbell. But overall, this is a solid product for most people's needs. Hopefully you like it as well. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.